I'm sure you guys are a lot like me. All I'm thinking about and all I have been thinking about all week long is the Georgia Bulldogs and that matchup coming up on Saturday. Well, I got some great news for you, okay? Actually, I got a triple dose of great news for you heading into Saturday's game. The first thing we're going to cover is, let me tell you this, your Tennessee wide receivers, they're ready, they're excited, and I got a feeling they're going to do some good things against Georgia. The second thing, we got to talk about an absolute diamond in the rough that the Tennessee Volunteers have found and what he'll mean for Saturday's game. And then the third dose, a recruit is coming on Saturday, and it might be another flip on the way for Josh Heupel and this recruiting team that has been absolutely crushing it over the last couple of months. Speak of actually crushing it, you guys have been absolutely crushing it, getting us back in contention for our Week 3 sub-battle. I get we're playing Georgia on Saturday. They don't have a channel at Chat Sports. The Alabama Football Report does, and we hate them just as much. We're currently down 6 subs. Not a ton, but it's a little bit more than I'd like to be down. I need you guys to do me a big favor. If you've never joined us before, this is your first time watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Daily videos, all 100% free, and helps us prove to everybody right here at Chat Sports and across the country that Vol fans are the best in the world. So Kelsey Pope spoke to the media yesterday, Tennessee Volunteers wide receiver coach, and a guy who's done a hell of a lot of recruiting over the past couple of months as well. And he gave some quotes about the Tennessee wide receivers that absolutely fired me up. And the reason that he did that is because we've seen the narrative and we've seen the stats over the past couple of days coming out at what Tennessee has been able to do passing the ball against Georgia in the last 3 years. Or maybe I should say what Tennessee hasn't been able to do against Georgia when passing the football in the last couple of years. They haven't thrown for 200 yards since 2021, 0 passing touchdowns, and 2 interceptions since 2021. They're averaging 12 points per game in their final 4 games against the Bulldogs. And this Tennessee wide receiver core, like a lot of people talked about, myself included, going into the season, they were young. They're unproven. And they hear that, right? And Kelsey Pope spoke a little bit more into it. Yeah, I think they've all got chips on their shoulders, he says. I think they all keep receipts. They've heard some of the stuff, like we all have. But that's the good thing about being an athlete, is you can channel that stuff in the right way. And in the end, you can have the world in your hands, and you can have the last say-so. I think those guys are very in tune with that, and they're channeling it the right way, which is in practice with the way they work and the way they prepare in the building. And we've just got to keep doing that to build that consistency. I love the fact that they've got chips on their shoulders. And I think that's great news for Tennessee going into Saturday's game of having a couple wide receivers that have chips on their shoulders that are keeping receipts as well. They know everything that's been said about them, okay? They know everything that the media is saying about those wide receivers against Georgia's secondary, against Georgia's cornerbacks. And they know what the status quo has been over the last couple of years with that matchup. They're here to change it, okay? And at the end of the day, this is what's really cool about it all. It's up to them to go out there and make those plays. That's what Coach Pope said, right? They get to channel that stuff. They get to channel all the negative things they've heard said about them in the media, and they get to be the ones that go out there and make those plays. And they've been doing it so far this season. They really, really have. I've been so pleased with this wide receiver core. This, to me, was one of the biggest talking points of the offseason. Would they be able to step up? Would 5-star wide receiver be able to step up? Well, he has 8 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. That long bomb he caught against ETSU. Chris Brazzell has easily been the most consistent guy, 14 catches, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I think Braylon Staley has surprised a lot of people with given the production he's been able to have. 9 catches, 134, and a touchdown as well. And they're going to get a lot of attention this upcoming week. And here's what they can expect and what you can expect for this wide receiver core against Georgia. They're going to play a ton of press coverage. That's what they do. Whether they're in zone or whether they're in man, their corners like to press because they're extremely physical. That's just usually what happens when you're coached by Kirby Smart. That's usually the players that Georgia like to recruit is physical players. And you're going to see from Kirby Smart, a defensive mastermind, a mix-up of different looks. He knows Joey Aguilar has only been in the system since May. Okay, he knows Joey Aguilar has not been in Tennessee for a very long time. So he's going to give him a ton of disguised looks, and he's going to flip back from man and zone all game long to try to confuse him and to try to switch things up. How are we feeling against Georgia? Where's your confidence level? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. If you're at 100, you're saying, like, I'm guaranteeing a dub. If you're at a 1, you're saying, I feel terrible about it. Let me know where you stand in the comment section. And speaking of that Georgia game, we've got our first watch party coming up. If you don't know what a watch party is, this is what you can expect. 30 minutes of pregame tailgating, right? Then we'll get you some play-by-play and analysis for the entirety of the game. We'll be live every snap, every play. It's going to be an awesome fan environment, okay? We're going to have 200, 300, 400 Vol fans all hanging out together. And at the end of the day, we're going to do a raffle for either a Vols t-shirt or Vols hoodie, so make sure you subscribe and join us then. It feels like Josh Heupel got one of these. I don't know if you guys have played EA's college football game over the last 2 years, but when you start a dynasty and when you recruit players, you can scout them, and if they are a 3-star, but they're secretly really good, you get this green diamond emblem. And it feels like that's what Josh Heupel has kind of gotten with Ty Redmond. PFF College posted this a couple of days ago, and I think we got to talk about it and break it down, that the highest graded true freshman cornerback from week 2 of the college football season is Tennessee's very own Ty Redmond with a 78.3 PFF grade. Like, I don't know what more I could say positively about Ty Redmond. That's the great news, is he's just been an absolute surprise. 6'2", 192 pounds. He was a 3-star recruit. He was barely top 50 in the cornerback position in his own class. In these past 2 weekends, he's got a 75.6 and a 78.3 PFF grades. That's 2 of the highest for each week of Tennessee defenders. He's proving to be something special. He truly is. And the reason that this is such great news, that he's so highly graded, and that he's played so well over the past couple of weeks, is because you're going to be without your 2-star corners. I get it. We talked about this on Monday's show. We talked about it Tuesday's show. We're going to talk about it again today as well, because this is a pretty big deal. Pete Thamel was the one that broke the news that both Jermon McCoy and Ricky Gibson will not be playing on Saturday's game. Now, if you follow the Vols, you could expect that. We all kind of saw that coming after we heard Josh Heupel speak about Ricky Gibson. So what now this means for Ty Redmond is he's going to have to step up in a way he hasn't before. Because he's going to have his biggest challenge, taking on Zachariah Branch. By far, the best wide receiver he's ever going to have to cover, or he's covered so far in his career. The thing is he's stepped up every single week, and I've got a lot of confidence in the kid to be able to keep stepping up and do it on Saturday. It's time for you to be the teacher. Okay, grade Ty Redmond's performance so far in 2025 in the comment section down below. Give him an A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section right now. While you're down there, you'll see this link, chatsports.com/UT sweatshirt. It takes you to this, where you can get that Tennessee sweatshirt, super casual, gray, big power tee on it, for just $27. It was $65. Now it's on sale to $27. If I could do the quick math, that's $38 off. Take advantage of this while you can. Go to the comment section and description of today's video. That's where you'll find this link. And I can tell you this, when it gets colder, October, November, it's not going to be $27 anymore, because that would be silly for them to do. Take advantage of it while it's there. Chatsports.com/UT sweatshirt. We know this is a big recruiting weekend, okay? I'm actually going to dive into that a little bit more on Friday's show. Talk about all the recruits that are going to visit, what you can expect. But Heupel may have one more trick up his sleeve when it comes to flipping recruits. We know they have been very active in doing so. Kamari Blair, 4-star offensive tackle, he flipped. Obviously, Tristan Keys, the 5-star wide receiver, he flipped. It's been Merry Flipmas, it feels like, for a very long time in Knoxville. Well, there's a 4-star Virginia Tech commit named Andrew Rogers. He's an edge rusher. He's going to be at the game on Saturday. But his at the game is different because he's not just visiting on a recruiting weekend like a lot of these guys are, right? He's not just saying, this was my schedule, I'm going to make it. No. He actually canceled on the team he's committed to be there on Saturday. Hunter Shelton with more. The 6'6", 240-pounder committed to Virginia Tech last month and was supposed to return from Blacksburg for his official visit this weekend, but has now canceled that trip to head to Tennessee. The Hokies are 0-2 at the hands of a pair of SEC foes in South Carolina and Vanderbilt. Tension is ratcheting up in Blacksburg under fourth-year head coach Brent Pry. This is massive news, okay? This is huge. Not only is a guy who was supposed to be in Virginia Tech, the school he's committed to, not going there that weekend, but he's coming to Tennessee, and he's going to be there for the best atmosphere he'll ever witness. Look, guys, I get it. Inner Sandman is cool. Virginia Tech coming in, but that's ACC football. This is the SEC. Rocky Top's going to put on a show for him. He's going to see 102,000 fans on their feet for 60 minutes with a checkerboard stadium. He's not going to be able to forget that. He won't get that out of his head, right? And additionally, I don't know if you saw the high school jersey he was wearing in the photo. He's teammates with Faison Brandon, your 5-star quarterback commit. And, excuse me, I just get so excited I get choked up sometimes. This is a big weekend, and this is a big opportunity for Tennessee when it comes to their 2026 class, which is already one of the best in the country. Do you think he's a future Vol? Let me know as my voice gets out in the comment section down below. Give me a yes or a no. Before we get on out of here, make sure you guys got me on social media. Those links will be in the comment section and description of today's video. And if you're not subscribed, you got to change that today. YouTube.com/Vols Talk. That's where you find us for daily coverage.